The average person loses thousands every year without realizing it. Not through a major financial disaster. Not through a market crash. Not through a bad investment. The loss happens quietly. It happens through small financial decisions repeated so often that they become invisible. Most people focus on large expenses because large expenses feel important. They negotiate vehicle purchases. They compare mortgage rates. They research insurance policies. Yet the biggest financial leak is often hiding inside everyday behavior. A streaming subscription that is barely used, daily convenience purchases, delivery fees, interest charges, impulse purchases, buy-now-pay-later payments, automatic renewals. None of these expenses seem dangerous individually. The problem is that they rarely happen individually. They happen continuously. Over the course of a year, hundreds of small transactions quietly become thousands of dollars. Most consumers never notice because the spending feels normal. It becomes part of their routine. Another major issue is that convenient spending creates almost no resistance. Modern financial systems are designed to make spending effortless. One click, one tap, one subscription renewal, one automatic payment. Money leaves the account without requiring much thought. Wealthy individuals understand something different. They know that financial success is often determined by what happens repeatedly rather than occasionally. Small financial behaviors create large financial outcomes over time. Another important lesson is that people often underestimate how powerful awareness can be. Money that disappears unnoticed cannot be controlled. Money that becomes visible can be managed. This is why financial progress often begins with observation rather than action. Before someone can eliminate financial waste, they must first identify it clearly. The purpose of this video is to expose the hidden $5,000 mistake many people make every year and show how small changes can create massive long-term results. The first source of this hidden financial leak is convenience spending. Convenience is one of the most expensive products people purchase, yet most consumers never think of it that way. Consider how often people choose convenience over efficiency. Food delivery replaces cooking. Ride-sharing replaces planning transportation. Premium subscriptions replace patience. Convenience stores replace grocery shopping. Each individual decision feels harmless because the additional cost appears small. An extra $5 here, $10 there, $15 somewhere else. But repeated hundreds of times throughout the year, those small costs become surprisingly large. Someone who spends $15 on convenience 5 days a week spends nearly $4,000 annually. That number surprises many people because the purchases never felt significant in the moment. Another important lesson is that convenience spending often creates a second hidden cost. It reduces awareness. When people stop preparing meals, comparing prices, or planning purchases, spending becomes automatic. Automatic spending often grows faster than intentional spending because it receives less scrutiny. Wealthy individuals frequently understand that convenience should be purchased strategically rather than emotionally. They are willing to pay for convenience when it saves meaningful time or creates measurable value. However, they avoid paying for convenience simply because something feels easier in the moment. Another major issue is that convenience spending creates habits. Once a behavior becomes routine, it feels normal, regardless of cost. This is why financial leaks become difficult to recognize. They become part of daily life. Another important principle is understanding that financial freedom is rarely lost through a single expensive decision. It is usually lost through thousands of small decisions that seem insignificant individually. The hidden $5,000 mistake often begins with spending money for comfort, speed, and convenience without understanding the true annual cost. The second source of financial leakage is subscription creep. Modern consumers live in a subscription economy. Streaming services, music services, cloud storage, software subscriptions, delivery memberships, premium apps, fitness programs, news subscriptions. Most people accumulate subscriptions gradually over time. One service appears affordable, then another, then another. Before long, dozens of recurring charges quietly withdraw money every month. Because the amounts appear small, they rarely receive attention. Yet recurring expenses are often more dangerous than large one-time purchases because they continue indefinitely. A $20 monthly subscription costs $240 every year. 5 subscriptions can easily exceed $1,000 annually. Many households spend far more than that without realizing it. Another major problem is that people frequently continue paying for services they no longer use. The automatic nature of recurring billing removes visibility. Wealthy individuals regularly audit recurring expenses because they understand that every fixed obligation reduces future flexibility. Another important lesson is that recurring expenses consume future income before it is earned. Every subscription claims a portion of future paychecks automatically. This reduces financial freedom because income becomes committed before new opportunities arise. Another critical principle is understanding that recurring expenses often expand alongside income. As earnings increase, people add additional subscriptions rather than strengthening savings or investing systems. Financial pressure remains because obligations increase with lifestyle. Wealthy individuals often reverse this process intentionally. They prioritize ownership before convenience. They prioritize investing before entertainment. They prioritize flexibility before recurring commitments. The hidden $5,000 mistake becomes much easier to eliminate once recurring expenses receive honest evaluation. Most people are shocked by how much money returns to their cash flow after a thorough subscription audit. The third source of hidden financial loss comes from idle cash and missed opportunities. Many people believe avoiding financial mistakes is enough to build wealth. Unfortunately, money that remains inactive often loses purchasing power over time. Inflation quietly reduces the value of cash that sits unused for years. While someone may not see money leaving an account physically, purchasing power is still declining. Another major issue is delayed investing. Many people postpone investing because they believe they need more money, more knowledge, or better timing. Years pass, while opportunities for compound growth disappear. Wealthy individuals often understand that time is usually more important than amount. Small contributions invested consistently over long periods frequently outperform larger contributions started much later. Another important principle is ownership. Wealth is often built through assets capable of producing future income. Savings accounts provide stability. Investments provide growth. Ownership creates options. Yet many people allow thousands of dollars to disappear through consumption while delaying ownership indefinitely. Another lesson is that financial progress often feels slow in the beginning. This causes many individuals to underestimate the value of small contributions. Compound growth rarely looks impressive during the early stages. Later, the results become extraordinary. Wealthy individuals frequently remain patient because they understand that consistency compounds. Another major issue is fear-based decision-making. People often avoid investing because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. Yet avoiding action creates its own cost. The hidden $5,000 mistake is not always money spent. Sometimes it is money that never receives the opportunity to grow. Understanding this distinction changes how people view financial decisions permanently. The goal is not simply preventing losses. The goal is creating systems that allow money to work productively over time. The truth is that most people are not losing $5,000 because they are irresponsible. They are losing it because the financial leaks have become invisible. Convenience spending, recurring subscriptions, emotional purchases, delayed investing, and missed opportunities quietly drain future wealth without attracting much attention. Wealthy individuals understand that financial success often comes from eliminating waste before increasing income. Another important lesson is that awareness creates control. Once spending patterns become visible, change becomes possible. Once financial leaks become measurable, they become manageable. Another major principle is assigning every dollar a purpose. Money without direction eventually finds a destination. Usually that destination is consumption. Wealthy individuals direct money intentionally towards savings, investing, ownership, and long-term flexibility. Another critical lesson is understanding that small improvements create large outcomes over time. Eliminating a few unnecessary expenses may not feel life-changing today. Over 10 years, the difference can become enormous. The same principle applies to investing, saving, and ownership. Small actions repeated consistently often outperform dramatic financial changes made occasionally. Another important principle is automation. Systems survive stressful periods better than motivation. Automated savings, automated investing, automated debt reduction, automated wealth building. Those systems continue working regardless of mood or circumstances. Financial freedom is rarely built through perfection. It is built through awareness, consistency, and intentional behavior repeated over long periods. Find the hidden leaks. Protect your cash flow. Invest consistently. Let compound growth work. If this helped, then like and subscribe to The Daily Yield. Because we're building real financial progress, one step at a time.